Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial. So today we're going to be looking at the sum and every array function in JavaScript. So basically, we're going to start with the sum. So what is the sum method in array method in JavaScript? The sum method tests whether at least one element in the array passes the test implemented in the provided function, that is the callback function. It returns true if in the array it finds an element for which the provided function returns true, otherwise it returns false. It doesn't modify the original array, and the syntax is as follows. You can see a array.sum, and then we'll pass in the callback function which receive the element index array and this args, but this args is an optional parameter. It's an optional parameter that can be passed or it can be ignored. So basically what this is saying is that the sum method in JavaScript array function is a method that tests if at least one of the items in the array passes the test that you specify in the callback function. So for example, let's imagine we have this array. I will want to find if there's number 2, or want to find if there's a number greater than 0.5 in the array. We can have our callback function as follows. So instead of returning equals to 5, let's check if we have a number that is greater than 0.5, and then we'll call the sum function and pass in the callback, and we can now log the result. Remember, we see the result is a boolean. Is either true or false? So let us see what this is. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to go back to this index file and replace it with the sum and every function and save that. Now if we look at our logs here, okay, just a minute, I'm already running a live server. So if you don't have a live server, you can install it in the extension. Just search for live server. You can do a live server. You can see there's live server. There's a whole lot of them. It doesn't matter. Just install the one that fits you. This is the one I'm using. So back to what we're saying before that. So I'm running the live server, and that is why it is, you can see it is hosted, 1.7.2.1 port 5500. So, and you can see the log here. It logs true because every item here is greater than 0.5. But let us get to understand this. I'm going to change this to 8. We only have one item there that is greater than 8. That is okay. Sorry, that should be 7. That is greater than 7. You can see true because we have at least one item that passes its test. But if we don't have, which I can say 9, greater than 9, we get a false. So you might have more than one item, it will also return true. As long as you have at least one item that passes the test, it will return true. And if there is no item at all, then it will return false. So that also brings us back to the second one, which is the every. The every. So the every is similar to the sum. When the sum checks for at least one item that passes the test, every checks for all items. Make sure that all items passes the condition otherwise it returns false. So it's just similar to this. And we can also have, I'm going to say, okay, let this be odd numbers. And then we have our callback function. And we want to check if number modulo 2 returns 1, which means that if there are even numbers there, let me change this so that we can easily understand for other people. So we said it tests every okay, I think this should fit for this scenario, because it tests make sure all the item passes this test. So we can now say here that results 1 is equals to odd number every, and pass the callback, and let us console log the results there and see. So I'm going to just comment this out so that we can see there. So what we are checking for here is odd number. So if we have, if 2 modulo 2, if number modulo 2 returns 1, then that means it's an odd number, which all the numbers here are odd numbers. So 1 modulo 2 will give us a remainder. 3 modulo 2 will give us a remainder of 5 modulo 2 will give us a remainder of 1. So all of these are odd numbers. But if I change this to 0 here, you will see that instead of true, it's going to be false, because all of these are not even numbers, they are odd numbers. So every is the opposite of sum, where sum checks for at least one item passing the test. Every checks for all items. Make sure that all the items passes the test that you pass in the callback. And remember, you can also simplify this callback into a array, into a arrow function. Simplify with arrow function. So we can have something like this instead of going this route. So I'm just going to comment this. It's still the same thing. I'm only doing that so that we can get to understand what is actually going on. So we can simplify it with an arrow function here, and result 2. This should be result 2. It should give us the same. You can see we have the same result here. So that brings us to the end of this lesson. Kindly like and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this, and see you next time.